Tarot is for fun and entertainment purposes only. Full disclaimer in the description box. Timestamps included for your convenience. See you in the video. Good morning, my beautiful stars. It's still the 9th of June, and it is now 9 a.m. in the morning. Thank you very, very much for everybody who joined us on the lives yesterday. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And as I said, moving forward, we'll probably do our lives on a Monday at 9 a.m. because then I can sort of catch most of you. And a lot of the viewers are still sitting on the Sunday, while we here in New Zealand and Australia is already sitting on Monday. So let me know. But then with regards to the live, towards the end, I only picked this up afterwards when I replayed it and I was putting in the timestamps into the replay, that I noticed right at the end when I was holding this crystal and messages were coming through, that I noticed the crystal color actually at a stage changed to hues of pinks and greens as the messages were coming through. I first thought it was my imagination, but then I replayed that section again and I definitely could see it. So the energies were definitely there. Let me know in the comments if you guys have spotted it. If you haven't seen the replay, do go and have a look at it. And yeah, then also, just before I get into today's reading, because this is not coming from comments again, and I'll pop the comment on the screen when we get to it. So I read your comments and I reply to them, and then I do readings on them. My Shopify store is not up and running. I'm still running through the technicalities of setting it up so that the shop front looks better. But the two products on there, I'll pop them on screen. The mug and the tote bag is live already. Busy working on an apron. The mouse pad will be loaded soon. So do go and have a look at Shopify. Please remember to pop through to buy me a coffee for your free downloadable journal for June, as well as the newsletter for June, as well as the 31st of May micro moon. It's all free to you guys on Buy Me a Coffee. Now, to get into today's reading, this viewer has commented and asked me to please read and see what the truth is behind all those rumors about King Charles converting to the Islamic faith. As I said in my reply to her, is I received a download from my guides that told me, no, he is still firmly in his Christian faith. Just look at the coronation and the images for that. That is what my guides told me. I know the king has got a great sense of curiosity for everything, for many different things in life. Like, for example, before he was Prince of Wales, all the studies that he did into the Welsh culture, learning the Welsh tongue, everything. Remember his grandmother, Prince Philip's mother, she's buried in Jerusalem on the Olive Mount as well. So he has got, in his whole life, he's always very much into different things. I know the whole kerfuffle around Easter and him having the Islamic faith over to Windsor, etc. I know that this rumor was started online, allegedly, to try and damage the monarchy and to bring them into disrepute. There's so many attacks against them, and where is the best place to start these rumors? But to give everybody peace of mind, I'm going to clear the energy, and we are going to ask the cards. I'm going to ask the cards yes or no, upright, yes, reverse, no. Top will be his Christian faith, bottom will be the Islamic faith. Okay, so I'm going to clear the energy so that my energy is not in it, that what my guides have said is not into it, but we'll see what energy they put into the cards. So let us have a look, and I will unpack the cards and we will take it from there. And then while I'm shuffling, I just want to say to everybody, thank you very, very much again for yesterday joining in. Oh, this news, it's surprising news, it's surprising news. I think it was surprising news to everybody that he didn't comment regarding Easter and etc. etc. And that's also young energy. It's also like sort of like internety energy, emotional energy, lots of emotion about it. But let us have a look and see what the cards got to tell us. The cards are definitely ready to talk, because also with his cancer treatment, also with his look what's underlying here, legacy. This card tells me it's legacy. It's his legacy. So that card already is telling me that he is bound in legacy. He is bound in tradition. I'm sorry, I have just gotten myself completely off track here. So this is just telling me that the cards are ready. Let's get into this. Top will be Christian faith. Bottom will be the Islamic faith. Upright, yes. Reversal, no. Oh, and that is what I was trying to say, because we know with his cancer treatments and with everything else, I mean, he's always lived quite a holistic life, with permaculture and his gardens and his growth, and the whole way high grove has been set up, and he always looks for different things. Let me pack the cards out, and then I will delve into this a little bit more. But let me just do this, and I'm just unpacking them here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Why did I count now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I miscounted again. I always seem to miscount when I do these. Let me just double count. 7. Okay, so let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And I'm going to unpack these at the same time. Okay. Just before the cards are unpacked on the table, I can't change the outcome of the cards. And I would just like, let me just get this in, because this is quite a big spread, and I just want to make sure it's all in. Okay. Just with regards to religion. And this is my opinion and my opinion alone. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. This is just my opinion. When we look through history, what has been the biggest catalyst for wars, burning people at the stake, Spanish Inquisitions, calling people heretics, etc., etc. Look at the UK. Look at the Catholicism and the Protestants. Look at I'm talking from a South African perspective as well, where you've got the French Huguenots that moved from France to South Africa to escape Catholicism because they were being persecuted as Protestants. And organized religion, okay? I'm not talking about faith, I'm talking about organized religion, are the biggest dividing factors in life. If we just have a look what is currently happening in the United States, it is one of the biggest dividing factors in and everything that's happening there at the moment. There's a difference between faith and organized religion. Because remember, even if you look at Christianity, when the Bible was put together and all the information was collated, it was rewritten and rewritten and rewritten by man. You've got the Gnostic Gospels that has been excluded from the Bible. And also when we have a look and see at Christmas and all those things, a lot of different occults and religions and things were brought together in order to make it more broadly accepted as the one religion. This is a discussion for another day. If you guys want me to delve into this and bring a little bit more clarity on all of this, I can do it. And I can talk on this subject because I was brought up in a very, very religious home, Dutch Reform. Okay. One of my friends at school, her brother became a priest in the Catholic Church. Then also my late mother's late brother, my uncle, he was a pastor in a church, in the Dutch Reformed Church. He was very highly educated in that field, and I spent many times talking to him. I spent many hours talking to our minister, our dominee, as you wanted to call it in South Africa, about these things. And we just have to remember that everything in life comes from one source. One almighty being. And it has been called different names through different religions, through different organizations for millennia. Okay? So we just need to remember that there is, at the end of the day, one source. Even if we go back to the Sumerian text, if we go back to Egypt, the Great Pyramids, everything else, there are certain things that keep repeating and being repeated over and over again. So this is quite a complex thing, but I'm just laying it on the table for you guys so you can actually see where I come from. Reading tarot and getting messages from your guides and stuff can also sort of be seen as a type of a religion, if you want to call it that way, because you are getting your information and your guidance from something greater than you. You are just but the vessel that relays the message. And I cannot do this without the help of my guides and my grounding and my interpretation. I've learned the meanings of the cards, but I interpret them through what my guides are trying to tell me on the day. Because the Emperor one day can be like, if you look in the live, how I explained the Emperor there, and the meaning of the Emperor card there, to when I'm doing a reading on the royal family, for example, with the Emperor card, reading him as the king. Or if I'm reading on a politician, say for example, the United States, where I refer to the emperor there can be the current president or a president. So you see how that all works. But now, let's get into this and let's flip these cards. Let's have a look and see what the cards have got to tell us. Remember, upright yes, reverse no. And the top line is Christianity, is Christian faith. The bottom is Islamic faith. Okay, now let's have a look. Why did I bring the Emperor up? Oh, there we go. There is the King. Ace of Wands, upright. Through the mist comes the light and the life and the fire. Okay? As above, as below. The Magician. And this is not a trickster energy. This is, he is drawing everything from above as he is from below. And he is using all the tools on the table for his religion. Let's do this. Queen of Swords. The ultimate feminine justice. Clear-cut decisions. There's no two ways about it. Okay? Ten of Swords. He feels backstabbed, but something else has just come to me. I'll unpack it. I'll unpack it a little bit later. Let's leave those two cards and let's flip these. Six of Cups, upright. The Moon, upright. Illusions. Two of Wands, upright. Okay. The Star, upright, hope and healing. Oh, Tower. Tower moment. We even right now. Let's see. Three of Pentacles. And I just need to find that. The Lovers. Agreements. The overseeing. Okay. Let's have a look here. Ten of Wands in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Wow. Okay. What do we make of this? His Christian faith is still up there. Everything is up right there. Here we've got two reversals. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 uprights. Okay. Let me interpret this. Let me interpret this. There's the Emperor. He's steadfast. As I said yesterday in the live, it's a stone throne. It is cut in stone. It is hard and fast. And what did I say my guide said about look at the coronation? Reflect on the coronation. Because they've got also the scepter and the orb in the coronation. He is steadfast and nothing is going to move him from his religion. Okay? This is the mantle being passed. This is the light coming through. This is a yes. The light comes through the mist. I think, and that's where I'm going to get to this. I think he is looking at different holistic and different perspectives of how to deal with certain things, especially now that he's been diagnosed with cancer. He might be finding peace and calm in certain words, but let's continue having a look here. There he is. As above, as the spirits above, so as below. I get my guidance from above, so as from below here on earth. I'm using all the elements, every tool in my pocket to get infinite wisdom, infinite healing, and infinite guidance. This Queen of Swords upright, it's the ultimate. Here is the contract. It's legal. It's unwavering. Look at again, stone here. It's hard and fast in stone. This Ten of Swords here. I think, like any of us, and there's nothing wrong with it, any of us do go and can go through phases in our lives where we question things, where we falter, where we actually are looking for different answers, looking for things from a different perspective, because he feels almost betrayed. But he's taken counsel. He's taken counsel. He's been in very deep religious conversation. And he is bound. Look at the blessing that he has got. And I'm reading this Lover's card here, not as a man and a woman. I'm reading this Lover's card here as him as a person and him as the king. That his faith is strong. But when we go through something horrible like what he is at the moment, you do sometimes question, and you do look to see if you can find answers elsewhere. But look here, with the Six of Cups, this to me is the sharing of information. The passing on of information between him learning more about something different. But then this moon card here, this is illusions. It is an illusion that has been created. But he's also trying to find some illumination. He's also trying to find some illumination. Because I think he was also looking to see how other faiths deal with situations like he is dealing with. But he's also, I think, looking at trying to break the vilification of the Islamic faith. Because why I am saying this, and let me just touch on the star card here before I go further. Because this is almost like bringing hope and healing, bringing balance, bringing equilibrium. Because with all the I'm trying not to use the word trying to find a different word. With all the tourism attacks, and the jihadi and that type of thing, that has given the faith a bad rep, is almost what I want to say here. And I think with him doing what he did, he was trying to bring down the temperature. Because we don't know what is going on behind the scenes. Because remember, your imams and everything, they have got a lot of knowledge and a lot of insight into certain things. They know and they hear the rumors about sleepers and potential attacks and things like, look at the attacks here and the tower moment. Remember the soft power of the crown. We might not have been aware of something that is potentially could have affected the security in the UK. And with him putting his face forward and bringing that message of peace and hope, they could have potentially stopped any attacks. But at the same time, with these two cards, the Ten of Swords and the Tower card here, is also telling me that that was an illusion, a story that was made up to stab him in the back and bring down the crown. It is almost a plant, but he was looking at it from a point of healing, even though he had to take the stabs in the back. Then the Ten of Wands here, it was to relieve pressure and stress. And what did I say? Worries. To tone down worries. Upright is this is lies. In reverse here, it is giving back something the returning of peace. Almost a peace settlement is what is coming to me. But let me look what is underlying. Let's look what is underlying here and see if we can get more clarity here. There he is. The king. The person. There's the king. He's shown up here twice. His emotional binding. He's a very emotional person. And it was to bring an end to all the tears and bring an end to the division with this ending card here. To bring an end to the division. And look how it's fallen here on the Ten of Swords and the Tower card. It was to stop something. That soft diplomacy. But yet, there's the faith. The traditional faith. And it shows me still in traditional faith. But this faith has been on the outside. And sometimes, when religion is sitting outside and is not, I don't want to say recognized, but when there is division about it, and people feel in the cold and left on the outside, it can bring to a lot of spillage. The spillage, the overspill and the knockover of emotions, which can lead to attacks. Even though there is a bridge to something stronger, because remember, there is still 2 cups standing. There's still an option here. There is still an option here with the 5 of Cups. But it's also regret. Let's have a look here. I want to pull one more card here and see. Can you at least give us this card? Wanted to flip. The High Priestess. The High Priestess. Upright, the High Priestess is the holder of knowledge. But you can't see what's behind the veil. When it's in reverse here for me, this reverse card is telling me that there's actually no secret. There's no secret that needs to be held here, because there's no truth in that rumor. There's no truth in that rumor. There's absolutely no truth in that rumor. But it was literally to move things forward, to move certain things forward, to bring balance. It was an administrative thing that was done between the 2 religions. Even though it caused issues with him omitting to put out an Easter message. He does regret it. But this whole thing at Windsor Castle was to prevent something. It was to prevent something. It was to bring some sort of unity. because things weren't very balanced. He was trying to bring some sort of balance. I just had a download from my guides, and they said to me, tell the viewer it's better to keep your enemy closer than your friends. Keep your enemy closer than your friends. So, it was the sharing of knowledge. It was literally the sharing of knowledge. And I also think that he found some sort of calm and some sort of peace after his diagnosis. He might have found some sort of enlightenment. And here's an offer. It was a peace offering. The 2 cards. Peace offering. So the long and the short of it is, my friends, the king does understand the Islamic faith very, very well. He has studied it extremely well. He has connected with it very well. Because do you remember the late Queen also went on numerous meetings with them, numerous interactions with them. I can still see in my mind's eye her arriving at a mosque, dressed up, it was like a yellow outfit, with a headscarf on, and was one of the few times that she actually took her shoes off. Did that make her change her faith? No. Charles had to get his head around a lot of things, because the Islamic faith is actually, and the Quran is very, very complicated. Very complicated. Some of the imams and the scholars can actually sometimes not even understand the contradictions in it. And this, I've also had in-depth conversation with an imam back in South Africa, which was, his wife was a teacher with my mom at school. So I spoke to him about these things as well. So I've got some knowledge about it. But no, he is still very, very firm in his faith. But he has looked at the Muslim faith, but from a different perspective. There was something deeper with regards to that. And I'm almost certain, allegedly, it was in order to prevent any future tourism attacks, if you know what I mean. Then, my friends, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this is clarified. I hope this has not been too controversial. I've just given you from my life experience and from conversations that I've had with different religions and different faith leaders over the years, as well as my personal experience, and just on what the cards had to say. You saw me. I pulled the cards, and the cards told us exactly what we needed to hear. And that is it from me. Until I speak to you soon, and please pop over to our Shopify site. I'll link it in the description for the mug and the tote bag that's available. And just to add a note, that price does include worldwide delivery. Okay? It does include worldwide delivery as well. It's not that you've got to pay additional delivery fee, because how I set it up that it includes delivery worldwide. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.